Hello everyone, here I am again. This morning I was walking through the forest and thinking about Tantra and safety, and it's a question I receive every now and then the last month, is like, where to go? I'm curious about Tantra, but where to go? Like, where is it safe? Which teachers are safe? Which places are safe? Where to go? What to do? And earlier this week I wrote something about it, but I felt like, hey, I want to share a bit more about where to go in this post-Me Too area, although Me Too is still very much alive in the Tantra world, where it's like, you know, after the churches and religions, it's like there is another box full of unspoken things being opened, and names are being called, and places are being mentioned, and schools are being called out as unsafe. So, but where to go? So, yeah, let me say a few things about that. One thing that we like to say in this realm of conscious growth and spirituality and Tantra is like, follow your belly, follow your intuition, follow your gut. And I strongly believe that. I think it's belly is a very great indicator of where to go and what to do and what choices to make. And so definitely take your belly into any decision you make. Point. You know, just Tantra, just anything. But also realize, like, combining the intuition with earthly experiences and earthly knowledge, is that nowadays it's pretty easy to make a damn good website. Nowadays it's pretty easy to make some damn good photos and present yourself to the world. It's pretty easy. So don't just trust your belly when you see a website or when you see a photo or when you see something of someone. Don't just trust your belly. Go beyond that. What do I mean by that? Just like in the past, if you wanted to know if something was good, you would check it out, right? If you're gonna buy something over the internet, if you like, I ordered some speakers earlier this week. What I do, I compare. I look at which one I find more beautiful, but I also compare. I read the reviews. I ask my friends. I ask their opinion. I ask them about their experiences, and then I order a speaker. And the same goes for these workshops. Ask around. Which are the schools and the teachers that your friends talk about? Where do people around you go? And then what do they say? Do they recommend these workshops to you? And even if they get paid for it, I want you to have that experience too. Like, how many people go there? Is this something or something that's just popping up? Or is this someone who's like really living their message, are enthusiastic about sharing Tantra or sexuality or intimacy, whatever, with the world? Or cuddle workshops like I do. How do they do it? Is it just something they do for fun because someone asked them to do a workshop, or because they think it's a nice thing? I mean, teaching workshops can be very like ego polishing, getting all the attention and being in the center of it. Or is this their way of living, and is this something that comes from their calling in their life, from their inner drive, that they want to share something? Like, for me, there's a big difference between teachers who are like standing in front of the crowd because they want to be admired, or teachers who are like the invisible narrator of the story, who are still presenting themselves, putting themselves out there as a means to transmit what they feel passionate about transmitting. And there's a difference. Pay attention to it next workshop you go to. So check the reviews. That great hair. So check reviews. Check what your friends are saying. Check how they present themselves to the world. And also, what I find interesting is how but the quality is not that great. It's trying to solve something. So check the reviews, check how they present themselves. And one thing I also really find interesting is who are they as people? How do they present themselves? How do they carry themselves? How do they live what they're preaching? How do they share that with the world? Are they people who are like hiding their own personality or just sharing the good stuff? How do they handle themselves? They feel shit. You know, it's because Tantra goes so deep. We're going so deep into painful stuff and maybe our deepest trauma. How do they handle themselves? Because how they handle themselves says a lot about how they handle a group. And also, where did they learn? Where did they learn? How much is their carrying capacity? How can they carry the group? Did they learn to do that? Do they have the appearance that they can do that? So there is a whole lot of things that you can check in with before you go somewhere. And to the question, is Tantra still safe? Yes, it's still safe. There are many places where you can go to that are very safe. And choose your speed. Check out the descriptions. There is lots of different Tantra, and check out what do you want to learn. You don't need to go to the most exciting one. Like cuddle workshops, the ones that I also give are very tantric and very, very safe boxed. And all workshops have that. Another thing just popping up is if you want to know if a workshop is safe, we are playing with intimacy, and in intimacy, knowing your boundaries and your desires is very, very important. So check if they teach you boundaries and desires. Is it how do they feel if you would just sit and watch in the corner the whole workshop? Is that okay? Because maybe that's your experience that you want to have. Can you kind of design your own experience? Can you feel safe within the framework of the workshop? So these are questions that you can ask a teacher before going somewhere. You can always ask them things. Where did you learn? How do you live? How does your workshop look like? How do you work with boundaries? Do you teach people boundaries? If they are like, what are boundaries? Then, or if someone is like, boundaries aren't important, you should just go with the flow, then, that might not be safe for you. So check it out. For you, you got a whole lot of inspiration, but take your responsibility in checking it out. So ask around, ask the teacher, do trust your belly, but look further than that. That's what I wanted to say today. I wish you a very beautiful day. Warm hugs from Holland, back to Oslo and all in the world where you are.